Everyone says fat loss comes down to calories, and they're right, but they're also missing one thing that determines whether or not you're actually going to lose fat. And once you understand this concept, it almost feels like you have a cheat code for fat loss. Because while calories will determine whether or not you lose fat, they don't determine whether or not you can actually stick with the plan. And unfortunately, that's the part that nobody really talks about. Now imagine this, if I gave you two different nutrition plans, and the first one guarantees that you will lose 20 pounds if you follow it, but it's super restrictive and cuts out all the foods that you actually enjoy. You end up feeling tired all the time, you're lacking energy to get to the gym, you're grumpy, you're hungry, and cravings are opening up a can of whoop ass on you. Do you think you're gonna be able to stick with that long term? Or let's take a look at nutrition plan number 2. The second one helps you drop about 1 pound a week, but it includes foods that you actually look forward to eating. You have energy so you can continue to be physically active. You're not hungry all the time and the cravings aren't hitting because every once in a while you enjoy the foods that you like the most. Now, which one of those two do you think would get you leaner quicker and be more sustainable? See, it's not about finding the perfect diet. It's about building a nutrition system that you don't actually want to quit. And I'm going to give you 3 ways that you can make that happen. The first thing I want you to focus on is making your nutrition as automatic as possible. So most people don't mind eating the exact same breakfast or lunch almost every single day of the week, and I want you to use that to your advantage. For each meal, pick 2 or 3 meal options that are focused around a quality protein source, some vegetables, a fruit, or other filling foods. This means that breakfast and lunch, you don't have to make brand new decisions on every single time. Once you have those 2 on autopilot, it makes the rest of the day significantly easier. It also means that you don't need to be perfect for dinner every night. The second thing I want you to focus on is making the healthy choice the easy choice. Most people think that they struggle with self-control and willpower, but in reality, the unhealthy choices are just much more convenient for us. If your cupboards are full of cookies, chips, and crackers, guess what you're gonna grab at 9 o'clock at night when you're feeling a little peckish? Instead, you wanna have healthier choices readily available for you. Keep your fruits where you can see them. Prep up some vegetables that you actually enjoy ahead of time. And just simply keep high protein snacks readily available at work or at home when you are hungry. The less effort it takes to make a good decision, the more often you're gonna actually make one. Now, the exact same thing goes for when you're eating out, because let's face it, life gets busy. Sometimes it's a necessary evil to grab takeout food when you're in between meetings, you're chasing down your kids at sports, or you're getting home after your rec game at 11 p.m. And this doesn't mean that you failed, you just need to go into it with a game plan. You need to know the go-to meals that are actually gonna help you towards your goals rather than hinder you. And that's actually why I created my secret menu guide. This takes the guesswork out of fast food so you know exactly what to order. So you're not standing there feeling hungry, wondering what you should grab from the menu, and probably making the wrong choice. Trust me, you don't need that extra burger. You never need that extra burger. Now I'm gonna leave that linked in the description below, so grab it for free if you want a copy. Now, even if you did all of that, there's still one big mistake that I see people make over and over and over again. They're trying to change everything all at once. Now I get it, you're excited to start your fitness journey, you wanna see results, so you start tracking your calories, you're meal prepping, you're going to the gym 5 days a week, you're trying to get 10,000 steps a day, you're taking all the fancy supplements, you're trying to sleep 8 hours a night, and you're trying to reduce your stress actively. But after 2 weeks of doing all of that, you find yourself freaking exhausted, man. You'll want to give up because it just feels like it's too much to do. But instead of doing that, I want you to really think about building momentum instead. I want you to think about that one change that's going to make the biggest impact with the smallest amount of effort. And maybe that's eating more protein at your meals. Maybe that's going for a walk after dinner, or maybe it's just planning out your lunches like we talked about before. Regardless of what you pick, just start there and work on it until it feels easy for you. And when it does, then you can move on to the next thing. This process is about building small wins that are sustainable for you. And these small wins become big successes. Those successes lead to more confidence. And confidence in your abilities leads to better sustainability. And that's how you make fat loss feel easy for yourself. Now, here's the mindset shift that I mentioned earlier. Most people think that their goal is to lose fat. Hell, if you're watching this video, I'm sure you have that goal in mind. But I don't think it really is. See, it's not just about losing weight and seeing the scale drop. I bet you want to feel more athletic again. I bet you want to have the energy that you used to back in college. I bet that you just want to feel comfortable in your clothing again or taking off your shirt in public. So instead, I'd argue that your goal isn't fat loss. Your goal is to build a lifestyle that produces fat loss naturally. Now, those are two completely different goals, and here's how. When fat loss is the goal, that leads to crash diets, fancy supplements, new fads to jump onto. But when you shift your goal to the habits that are actually going to produce the results that you want to see and building the ones that you can actually stick with, fat loss just becomes a byproduct of what you're already doing. And that is a way more sustainable way of looking at things. So that's why I don't want you to focus on raising your fitness ceiling. I want you to focus on raising your fitness floor. Your ceiling is what you can do on the absolute best week when everything is going right for you. And the floor is what happens when your life goes crazy and you get super busy. Because your results aren't determined by your very best week. They're determined by your average weeks. And if your floor is just a little bit higher, the easier fat loss becomes. And it almost feels like you have a cheat code when everybody else is stuck at the water temple. And that's why I created the Everyday Athlete program. Instead of trying to overhaul your entire life at once, we make fitness easier by building it out one step at a time until these healthy habits are just your norm. So if you want to follow that same approach, I've actually included the first 6 weeks of my Everyday Athlete nutritional framework in the description of this video. This is completely free, and I'll walk you through the exact steps you need to take to get your body ready to go into a fat loss phase. I use this framework with my online clients so that people can actually follow a structure rather than worry about perfection. And if you're ready to take that step, grab that down in the description below. If not, that's totally cool. YouTube thinks that this video is going to be the best pick for you, so go ahead and click on that one, and I'll see you over there.